So what I'm going to do is I've got a little presentation here about different features of buildings. Now, again, I don't want to overload you with vocab, but I just thought there's maybe a couple of words, just 14 or 15, that are terms that I think are very useful and very, very necessary in order to talk about cities and urban landscapes. But for some reason, they just never come up in books. So I thought I'd, just go into a bit more detail with these. So the first one is pretty simple. Asphalt is what we normally say because it sounds like the Russian word, but just FYI, tarmac is what we normally say in British English. Asphalt is more American.
So asphalt is American variant and tarmac is British.
What is, forget Mac, what is tar, just by itself, tar?
Tar. No ideas.
It's this black, sticky
Gudron?
stuff.
Gudron?
Maybe, I think, jogać, I think is the word. Jogać.
No.
Or smala as well, you can say, I think. But I mean, I'm no expert on construction material. But there we go. All right.
So tar, it's a smala, yeah?
Yeah. So for example, if you have smala, like, if you put it on your, you can put it on your roof, yeah? Smala. Like prasmali is your roof, but so that, yeah, that's tar. You can say tar your roof. But yeah, because I think like smala, like you can have it. Again, can you have it like in like a natural way? I don't know much about the word smala in Russian, I'm afraid. So,
yeah, gudron, it's maybe tar, smala, dёготь, смолка, gudron, bitumen. Why not?
Wow, gudron, the universal word. All right. So that's your tarmac for you. Here on the floor we have marble. In this particular case, it's polished marble. If you want some marble on a tight budget, for example, in Tyumen we have loads of it on the walls, on the floors, on the staircases, just everywhere. What stone do we love in Tyumen?
Granite.
Yeah, granite.
Granite.
Spelt the same, spelt as it sounds. And again, granite, polished granite, you can also just say.
Hate it.
Don't we all, especially in winter. The ideal non-slippery surface.
Yeah. All our riverbank is like a granite.
Yeah, it's one big
granite.
So, that's a couple of words about things we can have on the floor. In the same vein, in some sort of older areas of a town, or in a lot of European towns or British towns, we have this quite a lot, cobblestone. Okay, so cobbles are these like sort of individual little stones that we put together and we make a cobbled street. With tarmac, but with cobblestone. From this word, we get the idiom cobble something together. Okay, so you could say this about some work, like I did my homework in 5 minutes on the bus. I just cobbled together an essay. Okay, I just put some random stuff together. I don't have many ingredients in the fridge. I've got some eggs. I've got some ham. I've got some cheese. I can cobble an omelette together. Okay, so just combine quickly and randomly. As opposed to cobblestone, we also have paving slabs. All understood?
What is this?
Paving slabs, these tiles, but outside tiles. That's where the word pavement obviously comes from. This type of wooden floor is called decking. Okay, that could be inside, could be outside, like a deck of a ship, for example. You okay, Victoria? Did you lose connection?
Yes.
Ah, that's okay. You're back now. Don't worry. Okay. So here we have decking. Sandstone. All understood what type of stone this is?
Известняк.
Brick.
No, izvestняк is the next one. Izvestняк is limestone. Sandstone, look at the word. It comes from the word sand.
It is a brick. No.
No, it's a stone. It's a type of natural stone. You can mine this. I forget what the word.
Песчаник.
Yeah, in Russian. Yeah, I forget what the word is in Russian.
Песчаник.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you see this with a lot of buildings. Sort of in Europe, you get it with Roman buildings. So Roman forts or Roman castles, they're very often built with sandstone. And eager to answer your question, limestone is the word you were looking for there. In the part of the country where I come from, in the southwest of England, limestone is quite a common building material because we have a lot of limestone ore in the hills. So lime by itself, we were talking about this last lesson. Izvest is lime, simply lime, and limestone is this type of stone made from lime. It's a calcium-based stone. Okay, red brick. This was maybe what you were thinking of, Victoria. Now, first of all, can anyone, for a bonus point, can anyone identify the incredible seat of learning that is represented in this photograph?
House of Parliament.
No? Seat of learning. It's an educational institution.
It's
Cambridge.
Oxford.
No, it's
No.
even better.
Cambridge.
Even better.
Manchester University.
Yes, it's the University of Manchester, my alma mater, which I graduated from in 2013. Now, I didn't choose this simply because it's my alma mater, but also, so first of all, let's just go back a bit. Red brick, we can use as an adjective. Okay, so it's a red brick building, a red brick house. Okay, easy enough. A red brick university. In England, there are 9 universities. So we have the universities, Oxford and Cambridge. They are ancient. They're really, really old. They're from the medieval times even. Okay, the red brick universities, these were universities that came along at the period of the Industrial Revolution. Okay, so this Manchester University was founded in 1790s, I think, 1792, I can't remember, right at the start of the Industrial Revolution, when science and industry and manufacture and division of labor was all being figured out, and loads of different universities started, and there was a real wave of new universities. And so these 18th, 19th century universities like Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool University, you know, those ones, they are called the red brick universities, if you're interested. Okay. Cladding. What's cladding? Now, Victoria, you won't know this. This is a building in Tumen. Can you please tell me what horrible monstrosity is underneath this lovely exterior?
Do you think it's lovely?
Oh, your microphone's all messed up, Victoria. I can't hear you.
Padding, it's a kind of jacket.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a pullover for a building. Lovely. So underneath, as you know, we have this concrete monstrosity with Marx and Engels and God knows who on the front. On the exterior here, we have this, you know, quite nice coating. So yeah, a cladding. Do you remember the catastrophe that happened a couple of years ago in London, where there was this big tower block that caught fire, loads of people died?
Yes.
It was called Grenfell Tower, and the investigators discovered afterwards that it was as a result of this cladding. It was like dangerous cladding on the outside of the building that was quite flammable. So that solves that one.
Oh my God.
Cladding, it can be just made from metal, plastic, or from glass. Doesn't matter.
as far as I understand, as I said, I'm no construction expert, but if someone said, "Hey, look at that plastic cladding," or "Look at that, you know, metal cladding," I'd be like,
It's
"Oh
like
yeah, there's some cladding."
обшивка or something like this?
I
No?
guess so. Yeah, yeah, like a coat for a building.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like a facade might be another.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving to features of buildings now and things that we can find on the top of buildings or on the ceiling. Chandelier. It's weird, it's never in any textbooks. I don't know why. But there you go, that's the word for it, chandelier. God, I could have found a better quality photo, eh? Never
It's
mind, we all
okay.
understand.
We see the chandelier.
Yeah.
Люстра?
We talked about this very briefly last lesson. This stuff here is coving. Coving-19. Now that is coving. What do I say about this stuff on the floor?
I forgot.
Tut, tut, tut. Skirting board.
Skirting.
I'll put it in the chat.
Плинтус.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, come on, Zoom, figure it out. Where are we?
On coving.
Yeah, okay. I can't use the chat when I'm in PowerPoint, sorry. Yeah, so on the floor, skirting board. On the ceiling, coving. Who remembers what's the adjective that we discussed last time to describe this type of coving, all these little teeny tiny details? What's the correct adjective there? Go on, Dash. Frilly. No, frilly.
Frilly,
Like
yeah.
frill.
Frilly,
Frilly.
yeah.
Not bad.
Almost.
Skylight. Window in the roof. Any questions?
No, skylighting. Quite.
Helipad. If you're super duper rich or you work for Gazprom, you have like a runway for a helicopter on the roof of your building. Okay, so that's obviously for some skyscrapers, high-rise buildings have these helipads on the top. What else does a really tall building need on the top?
What else? Maybe some kind of
special lights. I forgot how they call them.
Yeah, it needs like warning lights.
Warning lights.
Yeah, so planes don't crash into them. Yeah.
some
Anything
kind of
else?
antenna.
What type of antenna?
Satellite.
Lightning rod. So lightning rod can obviously, it means this stick on the top of a building to prevent from lightning damage. Okay. You could also, if you want, you could use lightning rod metaphorically. Okay, so you can say about a person that they are a lightning rod. They're a punching bag. They are a scapegoat. They are a whipping boy. Okay, so it means someone who absorbs all of the shock and all of the hate from people. Okay, so there we go. There's a couple of words about features of buildings and different building materials. Just a few, useful, curious words that we don't often get in textbooks. Are there any other words that when you were talking about your favorite buildings, you felt that you were struggling for, you didn't know how to say them, or any words that you're curious about now that you'd like me to go into, or is that enough?
About when I'm talking about the city, how is it built? Like the principle of the how would it be in English to talk about the system of the building system in the city. For example, for Tumen, it would be like on the both sides of the one main street, but in Paris or it would be like circle or not circle, like I forgot from the center. Circle.
Yeah.
So how is it called?
Layout, I would call it. The layout of the city.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can talk about the layout of the system. If you're talking about, for example, the American system of laying out a city, you have like one square here and one square there, and then you've got first street, second street, third street, okay, and so on and so forth. That's called a grid.
Like,
Okay, so if your city is quite grid shaped, you could say that. Okay, just like the electricity grid that we talked about. Okay, any other questions? Well, I'll tell you what, why don't I declare the coffee break now, and if there's any after the break, then let me know before we start our next speaking thing. Okay?
Okay.